rocking, and it kept on rolling. There's something going on in the land of North. Mountain heavens was a-blowing while we kept on rock and rolling. We put an organization together. It's a non-profit, and it's called Case for MS. One of the things we do is concerts, and Rockin Out MS is the series that we do, and we bring great musicians in and comedians and have silent auctions and donate to the National MS Society, to different research centers, and then to our organization, CASE. A is for advocacy, and we advocate for people that have MS. And you go through a lot with this, and it's a silent disease. You don't really see what's happening inside somebody's body when they're going through this. We need to advocate and help those people that are going through this. With Medicaid, Medicare, we're trying to make it so people can run their lives instead of having an agency coming in and tell you how to run your life. The Wall Street Journal took note of this, that we can save money. We know how to make it so people can save money, the government can save money, but give us more freedom to live up to our dreams. S is for support, and we try to support musicians that have MS. Because of what I have gone through, I know how difficult it was. I quit for a long time, and I started writing more. I can't play my instruments anymore, so now I write. And I need a ramp to get up on the stage. There's a lot of different challenges that you have, but you should be allowed to go on with your dreams. So we're going to try to help. It's a unique organization that we try to help musicians continue on that have MS.
And E stands for education. We attempt to educate people through the media and through in the public eye, and help them to understand exactly what multiple sclerosis is, and that it's a disease that affects the myelin sheath around the nerve, which is like the plastic on the outside of a wire, and it shorts. It's basically like a short in your body, and you can feel everything because the wire is still there, but doesn't work correctly. And so we attempt to educate people and help them to know what multiple sclerosis is. So a lot of times people ask me what it was like growing up with mom with MS, and I didn't realize it was different at all. I never did until people started pointing it out to me, and it's never really a big deal. It's not that hard. You're not a slave. You don't have to, slave away helping someone. I think my chores were doing the dishes and the laundry sometimes, and helping my mom. And I got an allowance just like every other kid, and it was a normal experience for me. And, she's completely mentally there, so it wasn't, there was no issue. I had guidance, I had support, just like any other child would. I had everything I needed growing up. There was a lack of nothing. I think kids growing up with MS, it's different, but it's not that hard. It's not a bad thing, and I think it's a good thing to experience having someone in a wheelchair. You learn to respect people more instead of, looking at people on the streets in wheelchairs and thinking, what's their life like, or talking down to them or treating them differently. There are people too, and I think growing up you're with someone in a wheelchair, you're at an advantage rather than a disadvantage.
I met Linda Story, I'd probably say about 5, maybe even 6 years ago when I came to Denver, and she saw a lot of herself, I guess, in me, and I was really passionate, and I was really driven to go out and make. And the more and more we get to talk, the more and more I feel like we have similar paths. You have to cut loose, and the Linda that I know now, I can just imagine her, with the long hair and playing the bass and really not letting fear come between her and her music and her performances. Everyone should get to know Christopher Jack. He'd been courting me from afar on a musician level, and we got together and co-wrote our first song, which was Lovers and Stars. It's basically being a musician and in the industry. you're gonna have relationships that the other person is maybe gonna not understand your place as a star, a musician, the talent, the entertainment of the evening. And the first line is, "You lost me in a crowd while I was standing right next to you." And I think any musician can really understand how that feels, and maybe how their boyfriend, feels when everyone wants to talk to you, everyone wants your autograph, and they're standing right next to you, and they're the ones who is going to be with you, and they're the one who are really supporting, but feeling like, they've lost you because the crowd demands so much of your attention.
So Tim, we were curious why you were involved with Case for MS.
Well, it was just something great to be involved in. It happened to, I ended up becoming connected to it somehow, and it was a great thing to be involved in. I'm just glad I could do it.
If I only had my yellow raincoat tie, take a walk in the pouring rain, and I look up at the sky.
I always wanted to play some instrument, and I could never play the saxophone because I couldn't buy a saxophone. I could never play the drums because they were too loud. My parents wouldn't let me have it. But after I graduated from high school, I picked up the guitar and just couldn't put it down. And just loved playing. As like a career, I don't think I could ever stop.
I actually have a relative that lived with MS for a long time, and it was an aunt through my mom's side of the family.
And how did she deal with MS?
She lived with it for about 20 years, and it was an ongoing challenge, but she was an amazing spirit and an incredible woman, and she was a blessing in all of our lives.
Did your aunt, did she stay at home? Was she having trouble walking?
She eventually, walking in different motor skills and things became more difficult. But I think in terms of people getting the help that they need so that they can continue to do, their work or their passion or I think when you are passionate about something, you have to do it no matter what. It's incredibly important. We have kind of a screwy healthcare system, and it is vital that everyone have access to resources, financially, the emotional support, all of the medical support that individuals need, and whatever part I can play in helping to raise awareness. And again, it will be a glorious day when we all get the health care that we need, everyone gets the medical attention and care that they need, so that people can lead quality, healthy lives.
My sister got diagnosed with MS about maybe 10 years ago, so that's when I started working with you and kind of just learning what it's about and doing some stuff like that. But she's actually been doing really good. She's got 2 little kids, and she's on a pretty good medication right now that's been helping her out a lot. So but I like to kind of be aware of it. There's a woman here tonight named Carmen Cranberry who has had MS, and she's in a wheelchair. You may see her out there. And she's been coming to a lot of the shows, and it's just been nice to have her there. And I think that this has been something for her to look forward to, coming to these shows and their music. And so we try to keep our pulse on the music scene and see how our friends with MS are doing.